Hey guys, we're here for another NPL battle of Season 2. This is Week 4, and we, the Reno Regis, are going up against Mega Lugia and his team, the Bayern Munchlax. Real quick, we will go over what they have drafted, and it is Mega Gardevoir, Heatran, Skarmory, Salamence, Gyarados, Kyurem, Mienshao, Skuntank, Seismitoad, Lantern, and Claydol. My team, of course, is Mega Venusaur, Jirachi, Togekiss, Hydreigon, Tentacruel, Dugtrio, Sneasel, Rotom-mow, Chandelure, Archeops, and Sock. So looking at the matchups we have, this is a pretty interesting week. I feel like we both have things that each other struggle to handle, and at the same time we have things that do the exact opposite, things that we just absolutely wall 100% or deal with 100%. Particularly, I would say the biggest threats to me are his two Dragon Dance setup sweepers, being Salamence and Gyarados, as well as the Kyurem, because probably arguably my biggest win condition, Kyurem resists my dual stab. So I don't know if that spoiled it at all, but we will just get into the team that we have indeed built. And the first member of this team is finally we are bringing rotom-mow. So here we have Toro holding the leftovers with the ability to levitate. Has the moves Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Leaf Storm, and Thunder Wave. With 252 HP, 208 defense, 36 special attack, 12 speed with a bold nature. I believe that little bit of speed guarantees that I outspeed, I want to say something. It guarantees I outspeed something. I'm not sure what it is. I think it might just be something else I did with another mon, which is literally just to screw up his speed tiers, just in case he tries to do that. So yeah, that's the only reason we have the speed. That little bit of special attack, I believe, guarantees that we OHKO the Gyarados if it's attack invested. And the rest is to get as physically defensive as possible, because I'm more scared of his physical threats than his special ones, just because his special threats consist of Mega Gardevoir, Heatran, Kyurem. Those are like his dedicated special attackers. I mean, Seismitoad gets special moves, Lantern often uses special moves, Claydol can be mixed, but those are meant to be bulky mons, they're not meant to do damage. So I'm more scared of his physical threats, things like Skarmory, Salamence, Gyarados, Mienshao, and Skuntank. So that's why we try to get as physically defensive as possible. If you look at his roster, there's not much that resists my dual stat, because the things that are immune to electric, being Seismitoad, Claydol, and Volt Absorb Lantern, if he decides to bring that, do not appreciate a Leaf Storm at all. So that's where we are running. We decided to bring rotom-mow. We have Thunderbolt and Leaf Storm for dual stab. Volt Switches for initiative. Keeping initiative is going to be pretty important to my strategy this week. And probably the biggest switch into this thing would be Kyurem. If not, it's going to be especially defensive Heatran or especially defensive Gardevoir. No matter what switches in on these, they're not going to appreciate being Thunder Waves and being paralyzed, because speed control is going to be really important this week. We kind of have weird speed tiers. He has similar speed tiers to me, to the point where they're so close together, it's hard to outspeed one thing, and then it's hard to outspeed everything. Because you can outspeed one thing, but then something else outspeeds you, because it's like 2 base speed points higher. So paralyzing things is going to be pretty important. Keeping momentum is going to be pretty important, and my dual stab is virtually unresisted, barring Kyurem. So the next one we have on this team is Jirachi, holding the leftovers with the ability Serene Grace, has the moves Iron Head, Thunderbolt, Wish, and Thunder Wave, with 252 HP, 132 attack, and 132 attack, and 124 special defense with a gentle nature. If you guys did not know, gentle is plus special defense minus defense. So this is my special wall. This is my switch into Gardevoir and Kyurem. Both of those can carry Shadow Ball, and if they are max speed timid, which is what they have to be in order to even have a chance of outspeeding my threats, I believe Mega Gardevoir's hits harder, and it's doing maximum like 45%. And I am killing a max HP Gardevoir with an Iron Head with that attack investment. Thunderbolt is to hit the Skarmory and the Gyarados, which are 2 really good switch-ins to my Iron Head. Heatran is obviously the best, but I'm not going to run Hidden Power Ground. I just didn't feel like it was worth it. Wish is for not only my own recovery, but passing off wishes to other mons if I need to, because keeping things healthy is going to be really important. And once again, speed control is important, so we're running Thunder Wave. I originally had Protect on this set, so I can get guaranteed recovery, but I felt like Thunder Wave was going to be more useful just because there are a few more mons on my team that learn it, but I needed all the moves I have on their sets, so I decided to just throw Thunder Wave on Jirachi and call it good. So, if you guys did not realize, we are indeed running Troll Core this week because I'm a little bit afraid of this team, and I don't feel like Defensive Core is going to be able to wait it out just because, like, arguably his biggest special threat is Mega Gardevoir, and it can run Shadow Ball to hit my Jirachi, it can run Psyshock or Psykick to hit Mega Venusaur, so there goes Defensive Core, just because one Mon breaks through my Defensive Core, and that's not good. My Offensive Core, he has things like Skarmory and Heatran could be defensive, Gyarados and Salamence both could be an Intimidate set, Seismitoad and Lantern and Claydol are incredibly bulky, Mega Gardevoir is incredibly bulky on the special side, so after running some calcs, my offensive threats are just not going to be able to break through. So we are going with Troll Core this week. You guys will see that Togekiss is on the team later. And yeah, so honestly I just don't feel like I have the matchup, and I'm a little bit desperate, so that's why we are going Troll Core. But nonetheless, the next one on this team is finally, we are also bringing Dugtrio. So here we have Richard holding the Focus Sash with the ability Arena Trap, has the moves Earthquake, Stone Edge, Sucker Punch, and Stealth Rock with 36 HP, 252 attack, 220 speed with an Adamant Nature. That amount of speed outspeeds Mega Gardevoir, max speed Timid. I would have to run Jolly to outspeed the Mienshao, and Mienshao will likely be Scarfed anyways, just because that's a very common Mienshao set. Then it guarantees that it outspeeds Archeops, Sneasel, and Dugtrio. So I'm assuming if he's going to bring Mienshao, it's going to be a Scarf set anyways, so no point in trying to outspeed it. So this is EV to outspeed the Mega Gardevoir, and Inspeed will also outspeed the Salamence before, if it's not Scarfed or if it doesn't have any D-Dance boosts. Other than that, it's a pretty basic Dugtrio set. This is my Revenge Kill set. Earthquake 2 hit KOs the Mega Gardevoir, and I can live any hit with Focus Sash. Earthquake OHKOs Heatran, but I'm honestly expecting him to run Shed Shell on that. In which case, his best switch in is easily Skarmory. So, Earthquake is mostly to hit the things it can hit. Stone Edge will hit the Salamence and the Gyarados. Sucker Punches for priority, just in case something is Scarfed. And I find that out after it brings me down to my Focus Sash. And then Stealth Rocks is because I'm not bringing Archeops this week, and I needed all the slots I have on Jirachi. So we have Rocks on Dugtrio this week. The next one on this team is, as I had mentioned, Togekiss, holding the leftovers with the ability Serene Grace, has the moves Air Slash, Aura Sphere, Roost, and Defog with 244 HP, 60 defense, 204 special defense, and a Calm Nature. I believe that amount of special defense guarantees that I'm not OHKO'd by a Scarfed Heatran's Flash Cannon. Air Slash is for Troll set. He doesn't have anything particularly weak to flying, barring Mienshao, and he does have two things that resist flying, being Heatran and Skarmory, and Lantern, so 3 things. But at the end of the day, we still have the chances for flinches. The only things that can't be paralyzed are Seismitoad, Lantern, and Claydol, in which case I outspeed all of them, unless he's running a lot of speed investment on both of them, which you don't really commonly see on those Pokemon, so I'm less worried about it. Aura Sphere, so I'm not completely useless against the Heatran and the Skarmory. I'm less useful against the Skarmory, but particularly the Heatran. Aura Sphere is a 3-hit KO on a non-leftovers set, so like 3-hit KO on like a special defensive set, so if he's Scarfed, I 2-hit KO with Aura Sphere. Roost is for my own recovery, and Defog is because I could not fit Tentacruel on this team. At one point, Tentacruel was on this on this team, but after running some tests, I didn't feel like it fit the team, so we decided to go with Togekiss and run Defog on it instead. So the next mon on this team is Chandelure, finally bringing him back after a very important Fire Blast miss week 1. But nonetheless, he is also holding the leftovers with the ability Flash Fire. Has the move Shadow Ball, Flamethrower, Substitute, and Calm Mind with 252 special attack, 44 special defense, and 212 speed with a Timid Nature. That amount of speed, I believe, outspeeds, I want to say, max speed Timid Heatran, if it's not Scarfed. Shadow Ball and Flamethrower is decent stab for his team, really the best thing to deal with it is Heatran, just because that's obviously his best check to my fire-type moves. But he only has one thing that resists Shadow Ball, being Skuntank, and he really only has like three things that can deal with fire-type moves, being Heatran, Salamence, and Gyarados. And I can substitute on all of most of the things just because they're going to switch out on Chandelure. He obviously has some really good checks to Chandelure, so I can set up a sub, set up a Calm Mind, and do some serious damage. Chandelure is definitely going to be late game, but if I needed to, it's also a switch in predicting a fire-type move from the Heatran. I do have Rotom and I do have Jirachi this week, both of which are weak to fire. So if he decides to bring me Heatran, I could potentially get an immunity with that and get some serious momentum. I'm assuming he'll be running Earth Power on it just because of Chandelure. Otherwise he's useless against me because I resist the Flash Cannon. So yeah, we just got as specially attack invested as we could, and special defensively, I guess is how you would say it, as we could, in order to better handle, or in order to get more boost from the Calm Mind. So that is Chandelure this week. I really brought it essentially because I wanted another thing to handle Skarmory. We are running Flamethrower instead of Fire Blast. I think you guys know why. But nonetheless, the last mon on this team is our Hydreigon, a very strange Hydreigon set, also running the leftovers with the ability Levitate. Has the moves U-Turn, Shockwave, Roar, and Roost, with 252 HP, 244 defense, and 12 speed with a Bold Nature. That amount of speed is just to screw up his speed tiers. In case he like EV'd something to outspeed non-speed invested Hydreigon, I'm messing up that. I don't think he would, but just in case. U-Turn is for initiative, Shockwave is for the Gyarados, Roar is to get rid of Dragon Dance boosts, and Roost is for my own recovery. I don't have anything for Gyarados. After running some tests, I realized I don't really have much for Gyarados. So I don't think he'd be running Ice Fang on his Gyarados. Just because Waterfall, Crunch, and Earthquake will do tremendous amounts to my team. So we are running a physically defensive Hydreigon to deal with the Gyarados. We can Roar it out if it has enough boosts. We can Shockwave it, which will 2-hit KO the Gyarados. We can U-turn out predicting switches, and we can Roost for my own recovery. It sucks that we have to have one mon that's dedicated to countering one mon, because that's really what this thing is meant to do. Like, obviously Mega Gardevoir beats it, Heatran beats it pretty easily. Salamence, it's a 50-50, it really depends on his set. If he's like a bulky set, I might outspeed it, in which case I'm still not doing much to it. Kieran absolutely destroys this set, Mienshao destroys this set. Skuntank and Hydreigon can't do much to each other, and same goes for the Seismitoad, Lantern, and Claydol. So yeah, that's the Hydreigon set we are bringing this week. This was originally Sneasel, in order for something to better handle the Salamence, but at the end of the day, I felt like Gyarados was more of a threat. Salamence was easier to handle, in which case, I don't think he's even going to bring Salamence, just because I really think he's going to bring Kyurem, and I don't think he wants to be particularly weak to Fairy-type moves or Ice-type moves. That's because I have Togekiss and Sneasel. So, that is the team we are rocking for this Week 4 match against Mega Lugia and the Bayern Munchlax. If you guys did enjoy this video, a like and a subscription would be much appreciated. We will be having our battle later today. Today is Saturday. So you guys will be seeing this video after we have already battled, so no need to worry about him seeing what kind of sets I'm bringing. But nonetheless, I do hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I will see you guys at the battle tomorrow on Sunday, and I will see you guys then. Later.